this experience that speakers will have will be unlike anything, most of them for the most cases, unlike anything they've really experienced. Like if you look like a growth con, like Grant Cardone puts one, he makes the experience pretty cool for speakers. And that's a whole other kind of level. But like for what we're putting together here, it's pretty cool. It reminds me of like what Lewis House does. It's special. The speakers will love it and they'll love the content they get from it.
Okay, we're gonna go right into it because I'm gonna leave that in the recording. That was good because that's right on topic with the questions.
Yeah.
So going along with that, today we're just gonna be talking about Rise and Record, and not just Rise and Record specifically, but any in-person event, how to take advantage of it and utilize it to get the most value out of it. So the first question, Brandon, would be, what is the value behind attending in-person events like Rise and Record?
Yeah. So there's a few things. I think there's many ways you can look at it. Some people go to events to connect to people, experiences. Some people go to learn. Obviously, you can learn from some valuable people that are on stage speaking and have great memories. So there's that side of it. I think the most invaluable and most valuable part of an event like this, or any speaker event, entrepreneur event, conference, is you get to, for one, get connected with a bunch of people that are in the room, because if people that are going to events and they're going to a certain kind of event, they're going to attract other people like them, and they're going to connect with people that they can do business with. Now, the other side of it is the speakers. So speakers at events will lend their time and be more like gracious with their time. And so if you're going to an event like this, like Rise Record or any event, you have the ability to connect with very influential people and stay connected with them. I look back in my career when I started, I was attending events before I even put on events. I was attending events all over the country. I've been to Tony Robbins events. I've been to product development events. I've been to all kinds of events, and any kind of event you can think of. I've been to events where I connected people like the founder of Redbox, the guy that created Kickstarter.com. Like I would meet these influential people and stay connected. And one of them, I went to a CEO event that I was speaking at, and met a guy named Jeff Hoffman, who co-founded Priceline.com, who eventually got to know him more, and he spoke at year one of Rise and Record. And literally, as he got off the stage, I went up to him and I said, "I loved your talk. I would love to have you speak at one of my events." And I got his info. And so what that led to a domino effect of many other things. And I've done that many times over my life. So if I look at the most valuable thing you can get from any event, is you can get connected with very influential people that can make a lasting impact on your life. And the first step is you got to go to the event. The next step is you have to go up to those people. And the final step is you got to actually follow up.
What would you say for anyone that's on the fence? They're like, I should go, but or it's last minute. Like, what would you tell them?
I would say this: anybody that's on the fence to go into Rise and Record, just do it. I promise you, it'll make an impact on your life that you can't even imagine. It's unlike any other event that I've ever seen, and I've been to a lot of events. I put on events. It's an experience, a spiritual kind of side of things, but also just a connection with other great human beings. The energy, you will leave feeling like, wow, I'm on drugs. Like I'm just so, the energy being there, but also you are one conversation away from changing your life forever. And I really mean that, because there are people that have attended these events before that made one conversation, one thing that they sparked from the event that changed your life forever. And so if you're on the edge, just ask yourself, am I willing to risk the fact that if I don't go, I will always wonder, what if?
Basically, jump over the fence.
Jump over the fence, go, plow over it.
So what are some aspects of events that you've attended or hosted that make the experience and investment worth it? Is there anything other than just the ability to connect with people?
I would say kind of just the next level is that events that give attendees more access to speakers. So we do that through like very VIP dinners or fireside chats or intimate kind of settings, experiences. And really you do that by most cases, you spend the most on the highest ticket level, because the more you pay, the more access you get to certain people. And also you think about this from a standpoint of like the people that pay the most in certain rooms, they also are kind of on that same like path of wanting to grow. And so you're around other movers and shakers, which means those people could be your next business partner or open up a deal for you. And I'm all about proximity. How can you be in the proximity of the people that you want to be like eventually? So that's what I've seen. The best events give their attendees opportunities to get like unique access to the other speakers, and they also create a great experience that brings this kind of fun aspect to it. Because when you have other people that have experiences together, you have a bond that's built, and then that bond you never forget. And then because you have a bond, you're going to be a lot more likely to help that person in some way, because we're like, oh, remember that time in Nashville when we were on the rooftop and like we had this music playing and we were talking a conversation, like those are kind of things. Or remember that time when we were listening to Ashley Cook and she like did a fireside chat, but then she performed and she did this song that wasn't out yet, and it was just so cool. Like those are the experience people remember, and you build a connection with other people and lifelong friendships.
Okay. So with all the people that are going to be in the room, what would you say to an attendee on how to approach as many people as possible? Because depending on how many attendees there are, it might be impossible to talk to every single person, but how would you go about it where you want to get the most value out of the group that is there?
So for one, be sure to get everybody's contact info. When you meet them, stay connected, get their cell phone number, connect on Instagram, so you can stay connected beyond the event. Also, I would say there's a lot of connection that happens. I mean, this is why we do meetups throughout the city. So you got the event happening throughout the day where there's speakers, entertainment, everything. But think about in between lunchtime or at night, like come energized, because even after the event is over, during the days, how can you go afterwards and go have coffee with some of the attendees? How can you go connect at a local restaurant and talk further? So really just try to connect with as many people as possible, and beyond doing it inside the event, do it outside the event during those 3 days and connect again over coffee, or it's maybe a restaurant going on Broadway. And sometimes those even result in some big things. And just be open minded. You know, everybody in that room is there for a reason, and know that. No, you never know who that person could be for impact in your life, or might say something that you needed to hear. So come with knowing that, hey, this I could meet my next business partner. In some cases, people might meet their next significant other, or find their next big client.
Yes. I agree with that one. So if for anyone who's an aspiring keynote speaker, what are
Yeah.
some next steps that they can take if they're attending an event and they're like, oh, I want to do that? Because you are a keynote speaker and you hire keynote speakers. What do you think that they should start doing?
I always say do something sexy and that makes you stand out. Do something that's like
Not
makes somebody want
literally.
to. Yeah, well, yeah, like do something that is. I talk about this in talks. Like a sexy thing is like go win some Emmys, but what's an Emmy in your own world? So that's attractive. Go win, become a best-selling author, win a award that stands out, or break a record. Like I early in my career broke crowdfunding records where we raised the most amount of money in a short period of time in a category. So do stuff like that. Work with other influential people. That helps. What I early on did really is I volunteered, but I was in niche categories. So I invented products. So that was something that stood out. I, again, did crowdfunding. That was a niche product everybody want to hear about. But ultimately, what got me my first paid speaking gig was I hosted an event and I hired other well known speakers to come be at my event. And I could say I shared the stage with these speakers, and I had that brand association. I got my first paid speaking gig within 30 days of my first big event that I hosted. And so that is a way to do it. It's putting in the work, host your own event and gathering, which allows you to get more speaking opportunities. And in some cases, even you might, some people don't understand this world, but you might pay to be on a stage. It's like you're paying for a marketing campaign. Well, if you pay to be on the right stage with the right people, you can get a great ROI from that, because the people in the audience might hire you, but also you can say you share the stage with a very influential person that will get you speaking gigs for a lifetime. And so that's what I would say. Starting out, you're going to have to volunteer, speak to a bunch of groups. Make sure you record the content so you can use those video assets to help market for more gigs. Because the first thing I ask somebody is, hey, do you got any clips of you speaking? Most people don't have them. And so have clips that you record, and yeah, that's a good start.
Staying on the topic of content, what is the best way to use content or get content like pictures and videos while you're at the event? Where do you repurpose it to? Because I feel like from past years where I've been, some people at Rise and Record will take photos with people, take videos with people, but then some people won't even do any. And it's like, are they missing out? What's the best way to?
Great question, Leah. So get lots of content because that's brand association. You have access to all these great influencers and business people and friends because you get those photos and you can post on social media, tag each other, repost, repurpose, get videos. I mean, as you know, like talking to a bunch of our advisory clients, I'm saying, hey, when you're at the event, get videos with this person, this person, this person. And then you guys can collaborate and share that post out and invite as the collaborators where it posts to both your pages. Get videos with speakers quick, post that. And even speakers are looking for attendees to get great content of them while they're on stage. And if you tag them, they'll repost to their page so you get connected with them. Um, Try to get as many photos and videos as you can. Obviously, experience event too. But just think, you have all these people together at over a 3-day period. You have access to all these cool people. Get content from it. That is a huge area to get a bunch of content over a short period of time that you can use forever. And as you know, Rise and Record, we have a whole film crew that comes in so they can capture their entire experience so we can use that content for years to come. And even like in the coming weeks or days here, you see new content from. I saw this morning, Leah, I didn't even realize some of the testimonials we got from last year's event because I never saw the footage. And now I see it because it was content we grabbed from our video team, and now we're sharing it with the world, which helps more people come to our events and etc.
So you said you have access to all of the people in the room, but don't you also have access to all of their audiences as well?
That's exactly it. You have access to all their audiences because if you get content together, they're more likely to share to their page and more likely to repurpose it. And a great way to stay connected. Here's a little hack. Get a photo together, be like, hey, what's your number? I'll text it to you quick. There you go. You're connected.
Perfect. Do you have any tips or advice for people who have a goal to host their own event?
Yeah, I would say this. Figure out what you want to be known for and what you want the gathering to be around. So some people host events for just kind of a networking, connecting. Some will host events like we do that helps you share your story and video marketing, but also just want to bring cool people together. Um, what is it you want to create? What kind of experience and who do you want there? So that's the first part. And then I would say just start. I mean, you don't have to have a full production event like we're doing because it's a lot of time, money, and energy. You can eventually work up to that. But I would suggest small, like I've done. Do a gathering. Say, hey, this Thursday night we're going to meet on the rooftop of a local bar restaurant and come hang out and let's connect and let's just talk business and learn and grab some beers, grab some pops, whatever. So that's one thing. You could do it that way. Or I used to start back when I lived in Iowa. I remember doing every like Wednesday we met at a local coffee shop, and 15 of us would sit around a circle and have coffee. And we would go, and you would have time to share what your business was, and then how you needed help. And then you'd go around, kind of like a mastermind structure, but coffee meeting. And I remember going to that every Wednesday, and it just was a way to stay connected with people. So that's putting on like an event. And then once you get to high production, um, again, what is your goal with the event? What are you trying to get out of it? And what's the value you want to create for people, and what do you want to be known for? Rise and Record. I just posted a trailer today, and it started with Sam and I creating a video a decade ago. Literally a decade ago, Sam recorded me pitching in front of the Shark Tank casting call line. She also recorded me when we were with my first camera, Canon 70D, a decade ago. And we started documenting our journey, which led to documentaries and TV shows and everything else. But it all started with a video, which turned into storytelling. And so Rise and Record, what is it? It started with us telling our story with the world and doing these productions. And then we realized, hey, there's power in your story. So now we create an event that makes you feel comfortable and gives you the blueprint to share your story through video and then also connect with other people along the way. So it all comes down to, hey, what do you want people to remember it for?
So if that wasn't enough, Last question is, what are some takeaways that Rise and Record attendees can expect to get from the event on top of everything you just said?
Yeah, well, takeaway is you're going to be able to understand how to share your story, share it effectively, how to share it through video and social media, how to create marketing campaigns through video, and learn from some very influential people in all areas of life. You're going to walk away energized. You're going to walk away with connections. You're going to walk away a better person. And it'll probably be very life changing for you and make you look differently at your own life, success. And you're going to walk away with friends. Like there will be business partners and friends that you get every year. We make new connections. And did I mention you're going to have fun? I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I mean, you're in Nashville. I think that's a reason enough if you've never been to Nashville.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Thank you, Brandon. Let us know if you have any other questions about Rise and Record, and we hope to see you. When is it?
We'll see you October 17th through the 19th, Nashville, Tennessee. Go to riseandrecord.com and looking forward to seeing you here.